Hey guys, I got with the picks here. It is Friday, early morning. Last night we took the loss. There was 7 field goals in that game, and we took the loss. This is 2 weeks in a row that I've had 2 losses in a week. I typically don't do that, and I damn sure don't like it. It moved our record to 16-9-2, which is 64%. Tonight we're going to the Scarlet Knights. Nebraska at 2-3, traveling to the Rutgers at 3-2. Line opened up at 1.5. It sits at 3. Nebraska given. The total opened up at 51. It sits at 50.5. Now, Nebraska's overall year has been bad. They were projected to be competitive this year, and that's just not how the story has went so far. They got rid of their coach. They got rid of some coaches. In the very next game, they got absolutely torched at home by Oklahoma, 49-14. If you watch that game, they were all sorts of disorganized in that game. Then they had a full week together, a different head coach, implementing some of his signal calling, and they welcomed Indiana. And I'm not saying Indiana is all world by any means, but they did beat Illinois, which is a decent team. They beat a scrappy Western Kentucky team, if you ask me. And what I'm saying right now is, if Indiana was playing Rutgers tonight, my money would be on Indiana. And Indiana's not even in this game. Thompson looked good last week. Anthony Grant put an absolute show on the ground with 136 yards. Palmer had 8 grabs for 157 and a touchdown. And the defense shut out Indiana in the second half. Good job, Nebraska. You're starting to do what you were supposed to do the whole year. What took you so long to get there? Rutgers, they've lost their last 2 games, and they were supposed to lose their last 2 games. They got beat by Iowa and Ohio State badly. But the real troubles for Rutgers, I believe, started the week before they played Iowa, when they played Temple. Temple, an inferior team, bottom of the barrel FBS team on both sides of the ball. Can't put the ball in the end zone, can't stop the ball from going in the end zone. Rutgers gave up 14 points in that game, and they were only able to score 18 points against Temple. Rutgers quarterback, Simon, he's thrown for 640 yards on the year. And their rushing game isn't any better. Last week they played the Buckeyes, and the first thing that I read that Rutgers came away positive out of that game was they held C.J. Stroud to 156 yards passing. That's impressive. I mean, that's very impressive. But it didn't say that Ohio State ran for 1,100 yards and 13 touchdowns in that game, and they didn't need to throw the ball. I mean, Williams had $190 and 5 touchdowns. I mean, they ran for 300 yards, 6 touchdowns. They didn't need to throw the ball. If Ohio State needed to throw the ball, they would have threw for 600 yards and 6 touchdowns if they needed to throw the ball. They didn't need to. And this Rutgers team, their identity is their defense. I'm not sold on it one bit. I don't think their defense is worth talking about, to be honest with you. And their offensive numbers are very, very hard to look at because there's not much to look at all. And I'm not trying to be a smartass or disrespect Rutgers football program, but it's just the facts. Their offensive numbers are minute, and their defensive numbers don't strike anything in me to get excited about them. They play hard. They play hard. Rutgers give up 24.5 points a game on the defensive side. Nebraska is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 Friday games. The Rutgers are 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 home games. And the road team is 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games. I just think we have a lot better talent and players on the Nebraska side. I think last week's win, especially the second half, I think they're going to be able to bring that momentum and confidence over into this game and get a good conference win and road win at that. I just don't think Rutgers has the horses to keep up with Nebraska on either side of the ball. The line was 1.5. It jumped to 3. I'm probably going to ladder it up a little bit higher than 3 so I can get some plus money on this. But I don't think I'm missing the mark at all on this game at all. I look for Nebraska to get a good win on national TV tonight. Look for Nebraska to cover the 3. You already know what the pick is. Take Nebraska minus the 3. Let's start getting this back on the right track. We're going to do it step by step, and this is where it's going to start tonight. Guys, thank you for everything. You already know. Likes, comments, subscribe to everything. Just continue to do it, and I'll continue to bring you good content with high percentage winners. Till I get back to you, you already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to get back to getting this cash.